Hi, everyone. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Thank you very much for joining our Talent Academy series, IT Job Edition, about how to get that international job in IT sector. My name is Thanh Trúc, and I work as an international recruitment specialist at Anywr Group. And just to give you a bit of context, Anywr Group is our new brand name. We just rebranded 2 weeks ago, and we were formerly known as Capitalist Group. So over the past 10 years, we are an expert in recruitment and immigration and relocation and training services for businesses worldwide. And Talent Academy series is the series that dedicated to our English-speaking talents in IT sectors. And in today's session, we're gonna talk about how to help our candidates to boost their application for international jobs. So with me today, we have Min, our recruitment manager, and Natalia, she's our operations manager. And it's an honor to have you guys here. Thank you very much. So without further ado, let's get started. As you can see on the screen, I'm going to show you quickly through the topics that we're going to cover today. So we're going to talk about LinkedIn profile. So how to boost your application, where to start. That is your LinkedIn and your resume. So with LinkedIn profile, we're going to share with you how recruiters find you on LinkedIn. This is maybe you can have a rare glimpse into how we really work and find you on LinkedIn, and some tips for building your LinkedIn profile. And next, that is a very important thing, is your resume to apply for jobs. So how recruiters screen your resumes and tips to write your resumes. So these are the topics that we're going to cover. And this is also something very interesting, that is available job offers at Anywr. So, and stay tuned, guys. After that, we still have a surprise for you. And after that will be a Q&A session. So you guys, if you have any questions, please comment on the comment section and we will answer your questions. All right. So with LinkedIn profile, the question is how recruiters find you on LinkedIn. We're going to start with something everyone is familiar, the regular LinkedIn profile. So this is not as like robust or powerful as LinkedIn Recruiter, but it's something effective and useful as well for recruiters. So as you can see, this is a screenshot from what you can find candidates there. So on the search bar, we can type in some of the keywords. For example, we want to find some software engineers in Java, especially, for example, we will type Java software engineers, and we will have some filters, for example, locations or current or past companies they used to work, and we also have some skills, or search them by their names or their surnames, etc. So these are something. These are maybe the basic things we will find you, and we will have other things to notice. For example, if you are open to work, you can share on your LinkedIn network that you are open for work, and then put some hashtags, for example, open to work, or hashtag on your target positions that you're looking for, because a lot of recruiters, they are following some hashtags and they will find candidates in that way. Or you can utilize some of the communities or the groups on LinkedIn where a lot of IT professionals, they join in the group, and not only our software engineers or IT professionals are in those groups, but recruiters and HR professionals as well. So they are there and we can connect, and they can see your profiles and they can reach you out for interesting opportunities. Yeah, so this is how we find you on using regular LinkedIn. And what's next is we're going to show you the tools for recruiters. And just a quick note that LinkedIn Recruiter and regular LinkedIn are two different things. So this is a tool dedicated only for recruiters. So as you can see, this is the display of LinkedIn Recruiter. We can search you by filters. So for example, Spotlight, that is, we can search candidates who are open to work right now. The status is open to work. They are actively looking for jobs. Or we can search you guys by job titles or locations and skills. Guys, these are important because I see that a lot of profiles, they're not adding any skills at all in their profile. So maybe it's very hard for us to find you, or so you can increase your visibility on LinkedIn by adding skills, relevant skills to your target jobs, so we can find you here by filtering out your skills and companies. And for example, and I want to talk about like the keywords. The keywords are very interesting and maybe important because we will put a lot of relevant keywords of a particular position into this section, and you're gonna the LinkedIn will scan through from your profile from the top to bottom, and any keywords on your LinkedIn profile that is relevant to the keywords that we're looking for, so we will see you and you will pop up in our search. So this is basically how we use LinkedIn Recruiter to find you. All right. So next is now you have you have a glimpse into how we basically work. Then these are the tips for you to build your LinkedIn profile. So first is, I just mentioned earlier, that is skills clarification. So maybe it's a tips for you that you can clarify what are your expertise and what your main skills are, so we can find you more easily. And important, I think this one is important, that is, get people to endorse your skills. For example, you can work with your teammates and your line managers, and you collaborate very well on certain projects, and this group of your team is an expert in a particular skills. So get these people to endorse your skills. So when recruiters have a look at your LinkedIn profile, they see that a lot of your teammates and your line managers, people who work with you on these skills, they are supporting you on this. Then we see that, oh, you are probably, this candidate is very good in these skills. And next is an interesting function on LinkedIn, that is recommendations. We can invite people to write some recommendation for you, or you can even write recommendations for other people in your team, or you used to work with them, or any of the kind. And so this also shows that you have exposure to collaborating and to international experience working with many people, and you are like effective in your work. And also maybe when you are open to work, you can, specifically when you apply for international opportunities, you can specify which countries you are interested in, or you emphasize whether you want to work on site, you are willing to relocate, or you prefer hybrid working mode or remote. Just clarify, and recruiters will have these kind of informations, and they will reach out to you with the most suitable opportunities that you're looking for. And I think an interesting point we need to take note also is maybe you can show us how to contact you, like your preferred way to contact. Maybe it's your email, or a platform that you're most active in. And yeah, so this is where the next thing is mention your tech stack. I've heard a lot of feedbacks from candidates and from recruiters, my colleagues as well, that some candidates, they are contacted by a lot of recruiters or HR professionals by jobs that are not relevant to their skills. So so maybe you can avoid that by clarifying your skills and your tech stack. What are your stack and your most expertise, so we can contact you with the relevant opportunities. All right, and I think the next thing is when you share about, because we have a summary section on your LinkedIn profile, and we have a description part for each of your positions that you used to work. So on these parts, you can share what you do and your experience. And also, I recommend you guys to search for the positions that you target at. And on LinkedIn, to read the job descriptions, to take out some of the like repeated keywords and some of the relevant skills that most of the employers are looking for that particular position. And then you will highlight these skills on your LinkedIn profile to get more, to increase your visibility on LinkedIn recruiter tool. And for international jobs, we have to talk about skills of languages. So at your languages you speak, and it's even better if you clarify at which level you speak these languages. And last but not least, don't forget to add your personality to your summary. You can add your favorite quote or something that motivates you. How do you work, and anything personalized, and to show the recruiters this is who you are and how you work. This is very interesting because I never get tired of reading summaries of very interesting candidates who show their colors with very interesting quotations. Yeah. All right. So I believe these are the very interesting and helpful things about LinkedIn that you guys should know, so you can boost your application for international jobs. And the next part, which is very important, is your resume. This is required every time you apply for jobs. So Min, she will be the person, our recruitment manager. We are honored enough to have her today to share about resumes and tips to build your resume. So, Min, I pass on my mic to you, and you will share with our attendees about this. Hello, everyone. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Hello? Yeah, so sorry for the technical issue. So thank you, everyone. I think now we are about 100 person already on this event. So yes, my name is Ming. I'm recruitment manager for APAC area at Anywr. And my topic for today is about resume. And I would love to share with you on the tips that help you to have the best resume when you apply for international jobs. Actually, I think all of you for sure you have been listened to tips or read about how to write a resume. So I don't want to go to like the basic tips. But then the first thing, like similar to the LinkedIn part, I really want that maybe you can put yourself in the recruiter shoes and to understand what is your resume or your application life cycle. So for sure, when you apply to a job, you go to a job board, or maybe you go directly to the company website or any like a platform. So to apply for your favorite position, and then the CV will be sent or be stored directly to the application tracking system. I know that you are IT professional here, so I believe that some of you already hands-on and develop on the ATS product, so you know very well how it works. And the more and more, most advanced ATS at the moment, they have also the ability to rate
your resume and the matching with the job description. So when a recruiter go to the ATS, they might see a score like 50% or 80% matching with the job description. And I think for every recruiter, they would go and prioritize the one with the most matching score. And then after the recruiter screening, for sure, if you are validated by resume, they will contact you for first screening call. And then based on that to proceed as the next step, which is the hiring manager route. So you can see also on my screen the 74 seconds and the F pattern. So if you know what it is, maybe you can put in the comments. Then I think it's super interesting because in today's digital world, recruiters need to scan stacks of resume every day. And nowadays, job seekers, often they don't even read the requirements or the job description before applying. So they just want to try their luck. And they submit their resume to every post that they can find online. So based on the research in 2018 in the US, the average time that each resume is looked at is only 74 seconds. So you understand that basically your resume has only 7 seconds to impress the recruiters. And what is the F pattern? So there's another studies about eye tracking. Shows that normally people, when they read something like a book or even a website or anything or any document, they use to consistently read in an F pattern. So our eyes normally they would read very quickly, flicking over lines, and first by horizontally and then vertically. So that's why you can understand how it's important for the first impression. Related to the format, the length, the document, is it readable or not? And people tend to focus on the top part as the first attention. Then, of course, they will follow, like I said, horizontally to read by section. Maybe they will follow the headers to find the information that they want. For example, if in the job requirement, they really want to have someone speak 3 languages. So maybe the recruiter, they will skip your experience part. They would go straight to the languages part. And also for every recruiter, for sure, they will scan the resume based on the must-have requirements. And also because it's international, for sure that myself or any international recruiters, they would care about the immigration eligibilities. Yeah. Then here, after understanding the recruiter, how they screen the resume, I would love to share with you some tips. First, about the format. I think you should aware also with the 2 different definitions. So here we use like resume in our presentation, but just for your information, resume is actually what is more preferred in the North America countries like US, like Canada. They would prefer a resume with exactly like it sounds, 1 or 2 page normally, and is typically concise. But in another side of the globe, for some countries in Europe, they would prefer a curriculum vitae or is something more common. So actually you can go with more than 2 pages, no problem. And they prefer to have more details in the CV. So don't be surprised if one day you bring the curriculum vitae, the CV, apply to the country like Canada, and they ask you to reduce the length of your resume. So what I would advise here, to help you and to make sure that you can bring your document and apply to any country. Maybe you can have the first page with the format of the resume, and then the next page from the second page, you can add more details like the CV. So for example, if the recruiter in Canada, they want to reduce, they already have the first page as a resume and they can use it right away to not wasting time. Also about the tools, I think you also know we can use Words or like a Europass here is like a CV standard for countries in Europe. You can use also some tools like Canva or else, but pay attention. It should be readable and easy for the recruiter to open as well. So that's why I recommend the file format as a PDF. Then for the content. Right. So as I said before, the top part is one of the most critical part to attract attention of any recruiter. So beside of having first, full name, contact information, email, I recommend that you should also impress the recruiter at the first sign by have a brief of your profile or like an objective statement. Actually, it's not mandatory. Yeah? If you don't want to put it, it's fine. But why not? It's a part where you can plug some keywords. And I also recommend that you should include the technical skills in this part, because we are speaking about IT jobs. And also the third recommendation here, I really recommend that you can share your GitHub link or any other works that you did, maybe your own personal website or maybe a project you did with your friends. And also one point to remember, you should put the clickable link. I used to open some resumes as a GitHub, but when I click it, it cannot open. Yeah. All right, and next, regarding the content, I also want to add some more tips. Of course, we know every content should be organized by section. We have some common section, like education, experience, skills. Then it should be in the reverse chronological order. Then there's one point I want to add here. I think it's important. Nowadays, it's very normal to have a gap in your experience. So for example, you worked for 2 years and then you take 1 year gap and you're back to work. Then I think it should be clarified in your CVs. Because in the role of the recruiter, they also tend to find the gap in your experience. So if it's already clarified in the CV, I think it's more understandable, and it's easier for the recruiter to understand your career path. Also, bullet points is super important. You want to make sure that everything is clear. And as Chuk already shared in the LinkedIn part before, it's super important to tailor your resume and to plug in the keywords. And from my experience, myself also as someone who applied for jobs, I recommend that you have a basic resume, right, as a base with all the details. But then when you read a new job description, you should take some keywords from the job description also to see what is required in the job description, and then to add more details in your resume, or just highlight the relevant important information. Then for the achievements, I think nowadays everyone wants to have it in the CVs. Then using verb rather than noun, I think is better. Last but not least, always in international recruitment process, we'll care about the English level, or maybe the French level or Spanish level. So please make sure to check your typos in your doc. Yeah, and I think this is about the last part of my part here. I have normally I've met two main controversial questions from the candidate. They would ask me, should I put my profile picture? Is that something we should do for international country, or how should I do with my profile picture? So actually, I don't think it's mandatory. You can skip also the profile picture if you don't want to. But then if you want to put it in, I think make sure that you choose the most professional one, and with the suitable size with your document. And then I think it's nowadays you can also go on Google to check some tips. They do share some tips to have the best LinkedIn profile picture online. So I think if you can have the good LinkedIn profile picture, professional one, yeah, feel free to add in your CV if you want to. If not, there's no from the recruiter side, there's no mandatory for us to have one profile picture or not. Then I also met some candidates who add a lot of information about the personal information. So for example, marriage status, the information about the family, for example, parents' name or wife or husband's name. I don't think it's necessary in our case, because normally it's not the information that we ask to and we use to evaluate your profile. normally all the information here, only at the step of immigration process, we might ask your information just, for the immigration. Yeah, so I believe that maybe you also have other controversial questions, maybe you want to add. So I recommend that you can also put your question in the chat, right? So later on, we would love to answer to your question. And there's also one part for today, a surprise, a gift of Anywr to you by the end. So please stay tuned as well until that part. And yeah, now I would love to move to the next part with my colleague. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Natalia, and I'm very, very excited to be here with you today. My colleagues have shared with you their knowledge about the CVs, the recruitment process. What I am here to share with you is the opportunities inside Anywr. So here you have the list of the jobs that we have open today, and we are looking for talents to fill them. But this is not the limited list. This is only the jobs that are highlighted for us this week. And this is also not the limited list of the countries that are looking for the talents to recruit. But as you can see today in Belgium, our priority is to recruit the coding developers, so the Java developers, iOS, and the data engineers as well. In Canada, we are looking for Scrum Masters and for DevOps engineer. However, as I mentioned, it's not a limited list, and it's not a limited list of the countries. If you are interested in other job opportunities that we have right now, please check our platform, Anywr.io, which is a platform dedicated to the recruitment of international talents in IT sector. No matter what language do you speak, please go on and check the website. And if you don't find the right job that suits your skills right now, please do not be disappointed, because at the bottom of the page you have a place where you can upload your CV, and you can try to apply spontaneously, and our recruiters will reply to you, because for us what is the most important is the talent, and for us the talent is really borderless. So do not hesitate. Check our website right now. If you don't see your dream country, don't worry, Anywr is coming. So now you have inside news. We are opening soon the market in Switzerland and in Spain. If those are the countries that are interesting for you, please upload your CV spontaneously with the mention that you are interested in Spain, Switzerland, or any other country. And we are making our best, and we will do our best to contact you as soon as possible. So now you cannot click on the link that is showed to you, but my colleague will upload this link in the section for comments. So if you are interested, if you want to check, if you believe like us that talent is borderless, and you are interested in international mobility, come to us and talk with our recruiters, and you will be very, very satisfied, and you will be very happy to get on board with us on this international adventure.
Awesome. Thank you very much for your sharing. I believe that although out there we have a lot of events on workshops already sharing about LinkedIn profile and how to write your resumes, but I believe that with what we shared, our attendees can still take away some useful tips for them and to boost their application. So guys, as promised, we have a surprise for you, which is to get your resumes reviewed by us, by our professional recruiters for free. So T, our colleague, she's not here on our live, but she's in charge of the activities. So please, we will review the first 10 resumes being sent to her email. So we will drop her email down on the comment section, and you guys, if you want to get your resume reviewed for free, for example, we will share with you what are the strong points and what are the strengths and interesting points in your resume. We will list it down, and we'll also mention some rooms for improvements in your resumes as well. So this is for 10 resumes, first 10 people to send to T, our colleague, because yeah, All right, that's the surprise from us, guys. And I think we can move on to the very interesting part, which is a Q&A session where we can interact with our attendees. So guys, our dear viewers, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to send to us. So we have received a very interesting question from Huang. So he asked, could you please tell me more about references and referrals that we need to put in a good CV? And I knew that in Vietnam, the recruiters do not care much about reference check, while the ones in some others like Australia, Canada, or the US, they really care. So Minh, I think that you will have an answer for him.
Right. Yeah. Hello. Thanks for your question. Yes. So normally, I think for this question, it's also not mandatory to put the references and referral in your resume. For some companies or like in their country, when they really need to have a reference and a referral, normally they would have their own CV template. So when you apply to them, they will clarify that, we invite the applicants to fill our template, or in the application, they would not only ask you to submit your CV, but they would also have the steps where you need to fill all of your details in the CV through the system. So don't worry, I think you can put or not. And then also, when the company need it, they would have the way to ask for it.
We also have other questions from Lincoln. So he asked, how long does it take from applying for a role to getting a call for an interview from a recruiter? All right, so I believe it really depends on each company and their hiring process. So, but typically what I can give you a period of time, typically it takes around like 2 weeks for your application to be sent to their ATS, and then the recruiters will check the applicants quite frequently, because if the position is open, they definitely need to check their applicants and will contact right away if they see a potential candidate. So the expected period of time would be 2 weeks, I would say. So after 2 weeks, you haven't heard from them. So maybe I recommend you to prepare your resume and maybe apply for other opportunities. Yeah, so that would be my answer for your question. All right, we still have other questions. Let me see. Hamza, he has a question. Is online assessment timed? Is online assessment timed? His question would be, I believe what he meant by this would be if we have online tests or online assessment, would there be a period of time do we limit our time for the assessment?
Yeah. Okay. So let me answer the question. Yeah. So yeah, maybe Hamza, if we don't answer you correctly, maybe you can also put more details in the chat. So I answer based on my understanding of your question. So online assessment here, I think that you are speaking about the technical test for the company. So of course, it's vary from one company to others. And nowadays, I think either the companies, they use a partner like independent provider of technical tests, or they have their own internal test tools. So normally, I think most of the case, the online assessment is time. They would give you some days or 1 week. But normally, if we are in the a speed hiring session, they would expect candidate can finish and finalize the test as soon as possible.
Interesting question from Mira, I believe. Sorry for my horrible pronunciation if I mispronounce your name. So his question is, can I reapply again if I failed one? Of course, absolutely. You can reapply for the position if you failed the interview or your resume couldn't be passed. But yeah, absolutely, you can reapply, and even you can apply for multiple positions at a time. And at Anywr, we will the positions are open for applications, and a candidate can apply for many positions at a time. But we will, but which positions you will be contacted first, we will process it first, and then. Later on, if you are interested more in other positions, you can maybe decide to stop, but we will open for applications many at a time. And you can, yes, basically the answer is yes.
Yeah, I think I want to also to add one point here, because I think in the LinkedIn part, Chuk also mentioned, actually, if you can be more active, and also to go, for example, you apply for us, and you fail or you are rejected, and maybe you can also connect with the recruiters from the company. For example, you know that, okay, you want to apply for France, so why not to connect with a recruiter from our company in France to make sure that, okay, what is the problem with your CV? Because with us, normally we are very open to give you advice and feedback on how to improve at least the resume. And also, I think if you already know the problem or the blocking point, I think after 6 months, to improve maybe the skill, to improve maybe the years of experience a bit, you can totally apply back to the position.
Yeah.
Yes. So today's meeting was about the IT sector, but we are present in other sectors as well. Our sectors and activities are not so limited either, which means that basically, yes, we are very present in IT, but we are really present in the pharmaceutical life science sector, as well as medical and enablement. What I mean by enablement are all of the support roles, so in HR, in finances, in marketing, sales, communication, as well as the role of assistance and assisting. So please do not hesitate to go also, if not on Anywr.io, which is a platform really specific for IT roles, and you are looking for something outside of the IT sector, please do not hesitate to go on the website of Anywr Group and check out our current positions. If you do not find the one that might fit your talent and your current skills, do not, as I said, don't be disappointed, because we have upcoming roles coming almost every day. Try to submit a spontaneous application, and one of our recruiters will contact you as soon as possible.
Great. So we have been receiving a lot of questions. Another question for us, that is a LinkedIn resume created from my profile is useful on other job-seeking websites? So as I mentioned during our sharing about the level of relevance between your resume and the job description of the role. So if you download your LinkedIn resume and you apply it for multiple positions at the same time, I would say that if you are consistent in your job searching and like just one particular position and you applied for it at multiple companies, then it might work. But for each position, they still have their other preference skills or any other highlighted skills that maybe you do have in your tech stack, but it's not so highlighted on your resume. So the question, the answer would be maybe the possibility that you will be recognized and contacted by the recruiters will be decreased. And so I would recommend you personalize your resume for the positions. So as at Anywr, our motto is quality over quantity. So we will still say that with quantity, personalize your resume and then send it to the position that is relevant, and you might increase your chance to get contacted by the recruiter. All right. So we also have another question, which is also common. That is, what is the minimum work experience required to get a job, especially for international jobs, immigration and relocation stuff? So, Min, I believe you would be the right person to give him a good answer.
Yes. So I think the most common nowadays for the work experience, I would recommend about 3 years, from 3 years experience. But then I know for some countries, and especially with Anywr, we have also some open position who require from 2 years of experience only. So basically, with 2 year experience, you can also start searching for jobs. I know that it's not easy, right? To find different, like to go to a different website or a different company to find, to check the experience, the work experience requirement. So I think with Anywr, where we have multiple clients and situated in different countries, like Natalia already shared, you can feel free to go to our website in the Anywr Group website in the part jobs, and also to filter there or go to anywr.io if you find specifically IT jobs. Yeah, and yeah, we are welcome the candidate from 2 years experience.
Okay, great. And this is also another question that we commonly seen being asked by our candidates. So any fees on the immigration process? All right, so Natalia, can you share with us about the fees?
Yeah, so good news, no fees. No, honestly, for us, the talent and the international activity is very important. So we are trying to make it as easy, as simple and smooth for you as possible. We have a team who will be there to accompany you in terms of immigration, in terms of relocation, and no, there are no fees for you.
Great. So another very interesting question. Any recommendations for the people who want to work for international jobs but without a permit for this purpose? Natalia, can you also give us the answer for this question? Yeah.
And the answer is actually very much related to the previous question, because in order to have a work permit or residence permit in the country you want to go, we will accompany you in order to help you to find the dream job in the dream country. And it's on, I would say, it's our responsibility as well to make the process of getting your residence permit or work permit in the country smooth and simple. So actually, the recommendation is try to find someone who you trust, try to find a company who believe in your talent, go with it, and find a specialist who will help you to get a work permit in the country that you want.
I believe that the comment sections have been very dynamic and a lot of questions are coming to us. But as our planned, the live only lasts 45 minutes, guys. And it's been an honor to have you guys here. And also, we are very happy to share with you what we know and also what our expertise is, and we hope that we have had a great answers to your questions. And if you're interested in international jobs, please visit our website down on the comment section, and please stay tuned for our next edition of Talent Academy series by Anywr Group. Thank you very much for your time, and see you guys soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.